Wow, yet another Bettini. If you've watched any of my Bettini videos, you know I'm a big fan of this. And yeah, as I've said, many other things like Bell and Tainters and early Edisons and Berliners. Oh my God, the list goes on and on. But Bettini is pretty special. This is one of the early pioneers of cylinder phonographs. He lived in New York and started manufacturing cylinders and something called a micro reproducer and a micro recorder. So this was a boutique item that you added to your Edison or Columbia phonograph. The idea was that this could produce much better sound. It was much more sophisticated than the reproducers that came with those machines. And they didn't sell in huge quantities, and they're quite rare, as are the records. He recorded a lot of famous opera singers, and he kept the master records and made duplicates on demand, and they were quite expensive. $2 to $6 relative to the 50 cents that a Columbia or Edison cylinder was at that time. After a couple of years, Bettini moved to Paris and opened up an enterprise there where he sold, again, more of these and manufactured a few machines, which were really takeoffs on other companies' machines. And again, they are just so interesting. Wait till I bring you in and take a look at the details of this one. It's kind of quite, for Bettini, it's rare because this machine is the Edison Gem, which is Edison's lowest priced machine. So to add a boutique item like this to this kind of machine was pretty rare. So consequently, not many were sold. This is the only one I've ever seen, and I've seen a few other Bettinis, but a Gem, that's pretty special. I love the horns because they're a nice color. This one is a reproduction horn, pretty much exact. So it does look suitable on this machine, and it's such a beautiful machine to have that horn. And I've got a couple of Bettini boxes here. One's from Europe and one's from the United States. So let's come in close and take a look at this machine. Look at that big mechanism sitting on this little machine. The reproducer, the stylus, is on something called a spider, which I think I'll lift up the reproducer and show you in a minute. You can see the ID information on it. So cool. And this is a type P. You have to replace the arm on the Edison with this one, so it takes the entire carriage off. There's a weight here on the reproducer. The reproducer can swivel left and right and up and down. And this allows you to adjust the amount of weight on the stylus. I'm going to take the horn off for a second. And you can see there's a tube in there that transmits the sound from the reproducer's diaphragm. And the diaphragm is made out of steel, probably brass with nickel plated or aluminum. And this allows the reproducer to move up and down basically freely. There's the ring on the reproducer. It's a little different than the reproducers I've shown on the other Bettinis. It's a little bit smaller. I've lifted the reproducer carriage up as far as it will go, and you can see the spider attachment that connects the diaphragm to the stylus. And this was supposed to give a much better quality sound. I think a lot of the quality also comes from the fact that the diaphragm is so big relative to what Edison and Columbia were using. This is how you raise and lower the carriage. This setup would definitely look amazing on anybody's shelf.